Composite Index, ranked 20th globally, and is one of the key indicators for the economic measurement. Now, to find out more about JCA performance, especially this year in 2025, we are now joined with the CEO of Sucor Sekuritas, Bernadus Wijaya. Bernard, thank you so much for being here on See Today.
Okay, thank you, Indra, for inviting me here.
So, obviously, Trump 2.0 is here. So,
Yeah.
how do you see how is Trump affecting the JCI performance?
So actually, in our opinion, the policy of Donald Trump will be the same than comparing to 2017, 7 years ago. And also that what we can see about Donald Trump is about the policy that he would like to implement is related to the protection of US. So yesterday, he just make a statement about America and Mexico. And also before, he also makes statement that he would like to use the fossil fuel from US.
Yes.
So the energy price can decrease. So the inflation in US can make lower as well. So it can be beneficiary for US. But the thing that we have to be worried because we just joined BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It means that we already grouping with the alliance that not in the same way with US.
Right.
So before, 8 years ago, we can see that Donald Trump really make a trade war with China. And maybe in 2025, he can make trade war with BRICS.
We're going to see what's going to happen. Right, so one of the things mentioned earlier, the JCI is already performing, this week's performing well, it's already hitting the 7,000 marks. At the same time, you know, it looks like the foreign investor has yet buying the stock. It's still net sales, as you mentioned earlier. So what measures do you think should be taken to attract more retailer investor in the country?
Okay, so to make more retail investor in our country, we need the support from the government, from the president, minister, parliament, and all of the regulator in Indonesia. So our people in Indonesia can see that stock market is one of the investment choices for them. They don't just put the money in the time deposit in the bank, or they just buy the government bond, but they need to also invest in stock market so that the penetration of investor can be bigger than before. As per now, the data of local investors is around 12 million people, as per now, for mutual fund and stock market. But for the stock market only, it's around 6 million people.
Oh, it's half of it.
So it's still very low compared to our people in Indonesia. As comparison, in South Korea, the number of investors already more than 10%. So I believe in the next 5 years is the president, minister, and all of the government support people to invest in stock market, and also can convince more company to go public in Indonesia, specifically in the good company. I believe that stock market in Indonesia can be booming.
Wow, I mean, it looks like you guys still have a lot of things to do to convince, like you're part of the whole industry, so it's part of you guys to also to educate the people to actually get into the stock market.
Yeah, so actually we from Sucor Sekuritas also already have a lot of education that we did since 2018, and we already grow more than 70,000 clients since then. And also for now, our target to acquire more retail clients is to be more relatable to them. In terms of the content that we make in social media, and also the technology that we put in our application. Because the millennial and Gen Z really concerned about tech and branding. So we have to put Sucor Sekuritas as the top of mind brokerage company in Indonesia for millennials and Gen Z, and we have to put a lot of effort to enhance our system for their convenience.
That's interesting that you mentioned that, because you know one of the things that's growing really rapidly is the AI.
Yeah.
How do you see AI will help, or have you actually worked with AI to actually integrate it in your apps?
So actually, currently we are on progress to develop AI in our applications. So the investor, our clients can ask to the AI about the stock recommendation and also about the news that booming in the market currently, and also about positive sentiment or negative sentiment of the stocks. We are still developing of the AI, and hopefully it can be launched soon and it can help people in Indonesia, specifically Gen Z and millennial, to invest in stock market.
Oh, that'll be interesting. I want to see how that's actually gonna work out.
Yeah,
Even I'm actually interested on that. So, give us an idea of like how was the market performance during the 2024 from the beginning to the end, and like what's your take on that?
Okay, so in 2024 we know that IDX or GCI decreased more than 5% in 2024, and it's because the rate that pretty high at that time, and also the political year into 2024 that we have like parliament election and then presidential election and also governor or major election in every province in Indonesia, and it makes that investor still wait and see about the progress of the new government in Indonesia. And as per now, we can see in 2025, the investor is still also waiting and see.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because the new president, Pak Prabowo Subianto, is still have no clear direction about the government of Indonesia will bring to where. Although we understand that he wants to make the growth of our economic more than 8% in a year, but we still cannot see how he can implement that idea to make this kind of growth. So as an investor, I do hope that the government, specifically Pak Prabowo and the team, can make a clear direction, clear policy about where Indonesia they will bring to somewhere. And also we need also the stability of politics and economics in Indonesia, so that in 2025 the buying power of people in Indonesia can increase, so that the economic cycle here can grow as well.
And that's interesting that you mentioned things about the elections. The Indonesian already done their general election and regional elections. Of course, the US already finished and they already have the new presidents put it in. So seeing what's already in place at the moment, what's need to be done by the Indonesian government to attract the foreign investor to actually come in and actually invest again in the Indonesian stocks or in Indonesian market overall?
Okay, so actually the thing that they have done is about they have to prove that economic growth in Indonesia can increase as per their expectation.
Okay.
So they have to be able to deliver their program, such as the free food during the lunch, and also the increasing buying power of people, managing the inflation and deflation, and also how to make Indonesia great again in terms of energy, in terms of food, and also real estate in Indonesia.
The real estate.
Yeah, I do hope that Pak Prabowo and team can implement all of the program here, so foreign investor can more believe in Indonesian stock market, and also I do hope that the government also can convince many good company to go public in Indonesia, so foreign investor can have a lot of choices which company to be invested in.
Okay, so you mentioned things about the IPOs, about companies going public. 2023, we see a big numbers of companies actually went to doing the IPO, and we see quite a drop in 2024. What happened in 2024, and how do you see, is 2025 we're gonna see more companies going IPO this year?
Okay, as we can see in 2023, there were 79 companies that go public.
Okay.
Comparing to 2024, is only around 41 companies that go public. And also the amount of IPO fundraising is also decreasing from 54 trillion rupiah becoming only 14 trillion rupiah
Less than
in
half.
2024.
Okay.
What happened in 2024? As we can see, the rate, specifically Fed rate and BI rate, is pretty high in 2024. We can see that Fed rate is around 5.5%, and also Indonesia is around 6.25%. It's pretty high. So if they would like to go public in 2024, it means there are no appetite, minimum appetite from the investor, because they prefer to put their fund, their money in safe assets such as bonds or maybe like gold and everything that the price is very high. But when the government, the bank, central, cut the rate, like as you can see last week, Indonesia or Bank of Indonesia cut rate around 25 basis point. It makes the market really euphoria, really
Yes.
happy, because when Bank Indonesia cut the rate, it means people tend to put their money in more risky assets such as stock market. Also, they will use the money not only to save in the time deposit, but also for the spending, for the investment, for credit, that makes the economy in Indonesia can grow again. Because as per we know that buying power here is still not really good. So I think this effort, I think, need to be appreciated by us.
Now you mentioned about the BI rates. That's interesting. So the Fed, they predict it's only gonna do one more rate cut this year. Now the Bank Indonesia already did their rate cut. Do you see that Bank Indonesia will continue their rate cut in time being for 2025?
In our opinion, Central Bank of America, Fed, I think will cut rate minimum 2 times.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because currently the inflation in US is still pretty high and still not achieve their target. So that's why Donald Trump do a lot of things to make the inflation going down in US, such as to do a baby drill for the new drill area for the fossil fuel and everything, and also he also would like to cut the corporate tax in US and bring a lot of stimulus to US people. And I do believe Donald Trump also would like to interfere in the Fed rate in US so that the inflation there is going lower, and also the buying power of their people can going up, so that the economic growth in US can be better than now. And Indonesia, I believe, when US will cut rate more than 2 times, Indonesia also would like to do cut rate here, so that people here can do spending much better than before. A lot of businessmen will take a risk to take a credit so that the business can expand, and many people, hopefully the buying power also can grow. But the things that I also note from Pak Presiden Prabowo, he has a good policy if it can be implemented.
Okay.
That is freelance and also free house and everything that can increase the buying power of people here. So I believe if this program can be implemented, yeah, I think it's a good sign for our GCI.
Oh, that's good. Now let's go back to JCI and take a look at December, the window dressing not doing so well. Well, how about January effects? Are you seeing the January effects going to actually take place this year?
I think for January effect this year, there will be no effect of January effect, because we still wait and see about the policy of Donald Trump 2.0, as per you said before. Yeah, it's a bit tough for this year for January effect, but hopefully it is becoming the good opportunity for investor to start accumulate the stock that you are interested in for a long term, because I do believe that this correction won't happen very often.
Oh, I like that. It's time for corrections. It's time to actually get into
that's
the long term.
true.
Now, I want to ask for recommendation, but we're gonna save that for last one. So, but you mentioned earlier about people are opening up more for risky investment.
Yeah.
So one of the riskiest investment is cryptocurrencies. What's your take on that?
Yeah, as per we know, Donald Trump is really into cryptocurrency because he himself has also his own coin like Trump, and also his wife also has
Melania.
her own coin, Melania, right? So it means they are really into crypto as well. That's why currently the penetration of cryptocurrency in Indonesia, I think, is huge, more huge or bigger than a stock market. Why? Because the KYC process is simpler, the process is more efficient there, and also it's easier to analyze for a Gen Z or a millennial.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's why it's our homework from the capital market, how to simplify the process from the onboarding until our Gen Z and millennial can start doing investment. And also how to simplify the education process. So the next generation in Indonesia not only invest in cryptocurrency, but also in stock market for the strong of Indonesia.
Cool. Now, today we already saw the LPI or the Indonesian report for economics for 2024, and then one of the highlight was actually the IDX president director mentioning how is the JCI or the IDX is one of the component to measure the economic growth here in Indonesia overall. So what's your take on what's your take on that, and how can it be strengthened on the
Yeah, I agree with that report because the growth of the companies in the GCI, it means the growth of the economic of Indonesia as well. Why? Because the GCI consists of a big companies in Indonesia, such as big banks, BRI, BCA, Mandiri, BNI, and then the consumer goods, we can see ICBP, Unilever, and others company that show the strength of economic of Indonesia. If the company, the EPS going down, what does it mean? It means the buying power of people here is still not good enough, so they cannot buy the consumer good things in the market. And also if the profit margin of banking is decreasing, it means what? There's not many people doing credit, so the economic here is not stimulating. So that's why I believe that current government should also focus in stock market as well, especially GCI, to make the foreign investor, to make other country trust Indonesia as a heaven for investor.
Interesting. All right. Now, again, we have you. You're the CEO of one of the biggest Sekuritas here in Indonesia. So we have to ask you this. So 2025, which stocks look promising to invest for the next long term, or you want to give us some short term?
For the long term, I believe telecommunication is still the key of Indonesian people, especially Gen Z and also millennial. They like to watch TikTok every night, YouTube, Netflix, and everything using their smartphone or smart TV. So I believe telecom stock is still the key, and I don't believe that Starlink can change other telecommunication companies such as Telcom, that now the price is really cheap. The price now is around 2,700. It's near the lowest price in COVID level.
Oh, so we're talking about like back in 2020.
Back 2020.
Okay.
And if we buy Telcom in this price, I do believe that the dividend yield in second quarter from last year earnings can be around 6 until 7%. So just imagine that you buy the apartment, but you don't need to pay the maintenance fee, and then you don't need to pay someone to clean up your apartment, and then you rent it up, and then you get dividend 6 until 7% in a year. Is it big, right?
Yes.
And also, this a potential capital gain from the Telcom.
Right.
Because as you see, Telcom also have a big investment in Goto. That last year the price is really bad. It's around 50 under 60. But now the price of Goto is already 80, almost 80, 90. And also there is a rumor that Goto will be acquired by Grab, but we cannot confirm yet. Yeah, let's see what happens in 2025. But I believe telecommunication will be one of the stock that really interested.
It's promising. So again, mind your disclaimer on, again, this is please consult with your financial advisor before you
Yeah.
buy or sell any of these stocks. But let's go back to that. That's very interesting. Like talking about Telcom. So give us an idea. I mean, right now it's around 2,000 levels, which is you mentioned is at the low. So what was their all-time high or like one of the highest the
The
past
highest
5
of
years?
Telcom is around 4,700.
All right. So there's a potential to actually.
Yeah. So
drop.
the upside, I think more than 50%.
The upside's more than 50%. So, all right, that's a great insight for us. Thank you so much, Bernadus, for spending
Thank you,
time with
Mas
us here on
Indra.
C today. I hope I see you here again next time, and hopefully the market's actually gonna keep going on the green for the
Yeah,
time being.
hopefully.
All right. All right, that was our conversation on Jakarta Composite Index performance for 2025 for today's business talk. You can stay connected with us on Instagram, X, and YouTube. Our handle is @CTodayNews. We're also available online at ctodaynews.com. Stay connected.